The real life materials, one of the most exciting things about it for me is that it's something that all programs can do because you don't have to buy it. You can find it, you can, get or parents and children to bring it in from home, and it's something that they recognize and they had in their home. And that's really an exciting aspect of, I think, what we do here and what I see other programs doing is that you can, no matter where you are, find those types of materials. They're found things. Even in our area, our children this year and in past years have been very interested in using containers and things that just from packaging, yogurt tubs, whatever, and making things with it and creating with it. And so it's things that they just see in their world and they're able to, create with it. We bring in, the art area and the science area, I think, are the two areas you'd see it a lot where you have things, that you can find outdoors that we bring in for them to play with and to understand and to feel the textures and to create with them. But in other areas too, and as far as like real tools and real things that they're going to need to use, we've done projects with woodworking where they use real little hammers and things like that, and it's really important for them, I think, to have the experience with tools because that's what they're going to next, and to be successful with it. And because those types of materials, I think, challenge them in different ways as well. And one of the things I think is really important about the materials is with having natural things and real life things is a lot of times they're more open-ended. And when you're looking at children who have a variety of different developmental levels, this classroom is 3.5 through 5 years of age at the beginning of the year. It's a pretty wide range. And I know a lot of programs have that in their classrooms, and even if you don't, there's a lot of range still if you have like all 4-year-olds. There's quite a bit of variation. And if you have things that are more open-ended, it can engage them in different ways and challenge them in different ways for longer periods of time. And I think that's really critical. And so no matter where you're at, you can be successful using these materials and enjoy using the materials and be next to your friend who's using the same things. Even if you're not doing the same thing, you can have that social piece. Whereas sometimes if it's really closed, that's all I can do with it, and I can't do that yet. And they might not feel comfortable being a part of it. And some closed things are okay and important too, like puzzles or what have you, but having a lot of the natural materials is really conducive, I think, to those types of learning experiences and social experiences in children.
The thing is that here, a lot of what you see is not purchased from a catalog. It's not. I mean, a lot of this is parent donations. It's, okay, well, at my house, we're done with this rug and getting, a new one, so we bring it in. Or, okay, well, this lamp doesn't go in my house anymore, so we'll bring it here. And everybody kind of contributes. So a lot of the things that we have are given or donated, or we're Craigslist crazy people around here where we're looking and it's, oh, they're giving this stuff away free and it's all this PVC pipe. Can you imagine what we could build with this, or how we could use this? And so a lot of times we are repurposing and reusing materials just that we have found, given. I mean, they used to laugh at us because we would be driving down the street and I'd go, stop, stop, stop. There's something in that trash can. I could use that. I know what I could use that for. And it was because I can repurpose this. I can use it. And it doesn't cost us a fortune. And a lot of times the things that we want and the things that we have in our environments, we can't go purchase from a catalog. We go collect them, or we ask parents to bring them in, or the children collect rocks outside and we bring them in and they use them in the block area to enhance their play. So there are a lot of those things, those natural materials that we have come from just what we find around and what parents can donate and what the children bring. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
We use a lot of natural materials in the classroom just because, first of all, it's aesthetically pleasing for the eyes and for the children to see things also that are familiar to them in their household. So if we have, in the home area, we have things that the instruments or tools or food that they might have at their home to make them feel like they're comfortable. And we also choose materials that are open-ended, which means there's no beginning, no middle, and no end to the materials. They can play as long as they want or as short as they want to interact with the materials. And one way that open-ended materials that is really great for children with different ability is that they can interact it with the material in different ways. For example, if we set out some rocks and sticks and stones in a nice picture frame, a child can come in and create a picture. A child who maybe are more advanced in the area of classification, they can put all the rocks in one area, all the stones in one area, all the sticks in one area. And some children might not be there yet cognitively, but they can sort by color. So they might be putting all the dark rocks in one area, all the light rocks. And it is successful for all the children to have to participate in this activity, and there's no right or wrong answer. So that way they can just interact with it and then feel some kind of accomplishment. And sometimes we do, as teachers, provoke them a little bit, just kind of bring it up to a different level. So if we do see a child is separating the materials, we do kind of ask them questions. Oh, I see that you put all the pine cones in this corner. I wonder where this one goes. So we'll show them like a pine cone or rock, and then that way they'll be like, okay, wait. So we're kind of, guiding them to go towards that direction. So they know that, they're sorting, they're classifying.
It's very important in our center and our philosophy to give children real life tools and materials and things that are valuable, because we feel that children are valuable. So we want to choose elements that are things you would find in your own home, that are real tools. When we're in our kitchen area, for example, we use actual measuring spoons and cups, and we use nice wooden bowls that you might have a salad out of, or things like that. And we try to provide real materials for them to use, foods that look real, not plastic or fake or kind of cheesy, but things that are real life experiences. We have an area in our room that is a woodworking area that we're beginning to introduce children to the concept of woodworking. And so we're starting with golf tees and clay and small wooden mallets, but we're working up to children size real hammers and nails and wooden materials, so they can actually understand that they're valued and that they can be the masters of these materials. We do not have a specific math area, because math is found within all of the interest centers in our classroom and with all the materials. We have a scale that we use for weight and measuring that's related to math. In our manipulative area, we have a variety of puzzles and tinker toys, those kinds of little small pieces that they can have the hands-on exploration with mathematical sorts of elements, I would say. And our sensory tub. A lot of parents, are unsure of why their children get messy, but the experience is good in so many levels. They get to work on pouring and weight and comparison of size, and those are all elements that are key in math. The point is for them to be able to explore and learn through that hands-on interaction. And that's the same in the art. If a child is painting and they want to add collage materials to their painting, that's completely acceptable. If they want to add some of the pieces used to make structures with Play-Doh, they can take those pieces as well. Everything is very open-ended. Children are able to make decisions on how they want to use materials. There are a few sort of guidelines, I wouldn't necessarily call them rules, but guidelines. For example, we have tinker toys, and we have a huge basket so that they're able to create lots of different structures without running out of materials. And it's very close to our jumping mat. And so one small guideline is that we ask them to keep the tinker toys at the manipulative table that's right next to the tinker toys, because if they take them out, we've noticed they've been used on the jumping mat, and then it takes the element of the jumping mat away. Children can't use the mat appropriately. So that's just like one simple guideline. I think using real life materials that are not traditional plastic materials used in preschools teach children that they have value and shows them that we believe that they're capable. To me, it just shows them that we believe in their intelligence and their capability and their value. That we can have a preserved bug in a piece of glass because they can examine it appropriately and they won't break it. That they can understand that real wooden blocks don't go in water, because then the wood will expand and it'll be broken. It just helps them to learn that they're valued, and then that translates into their building their confidence in life.